And welcome into Getting Help from Uncle Sam. Well, you know what? We're 2 weeks away from the primary in the state of Alabama, and you should be getting excited because this is your chance to make a difference. And today my guest is Becky Gerritson, and you are a candidate for the House District 2.
Yes.
Which covers, a lot of geography.
Yes. And it's the biggest district in the state.
Absolutely. And many people don't, from a background, basically, you were a housewife that all of a sudden realized the fact, like most of us, we were saying, everything is going awry, can I do something? Started with the Tea Party.
Yes, in 2009.
Absolutely. And then from the Tea Party, because some things kind of went awry in that situation, you were called on by Congress, made multiple presentations on a lot of different newscasts all over the place about what's going on.
Yes.
So what do you think we need to do from a national perspective?
Well, there's so many things. I think the biggest threats to us right now is our debt. We have got to get our debt under control. I think our border security is a huge issue right now. Those are two things that really must happen. I am also very concerned as a military wife.
Yes.
My husband has served for 20 years in the U.S. Air Force and has been 10 years with the Alabama National Guard as a civilian, but at the headquarters in Montgomery. I really understand the needs of the military, and I am so concerned at the cuts that have been made to the military, especially in the times that we're living right now. We should be funding our military at their top rates right now. So those are the three things that I think we really need to tackle right off the bat.
Yeah, you know, of course, when we talk about the debt, the average run-of-the-mill person out there that's watching this show, yeah, it's almost like it's almost like it's normal, and it's almost like a so what, but it's not a so what.
Right.
Yeah, let's break it down to their individual household. If we looked at their individual household, they would be they'd be out on the street, would they not?
Yes, they would be. And the sad thing is we are pushing this debt onto our children and to our grandchildren. You know, the sins of our generation now, of our overspending, they're the ones that are going to carry the load, and we have got to get that under control.
Okay, in the past 30 years, Congress, to me, has been very ineffective. And, you know, you have a person that's going to be a representative. Sometimes you see things come out of their mouths and you say, who are they representing? They're certainly not representing me.
Right.
Why does that happen? And what can you do to change
Well, that's
something
the
like
great
that?
question. One of the very first things I want to do if I'm elected, besides the very first vote I will take would be for a conservative Speaker of the House. But I will introduce term limits, because it is very difficult to get rid of an incumbent. And we have career politicians because of the way the laws are written. It is very hard to challenge an incumbent. 80% of incumbents are reelected.
Yes.
So we need to change that. And that is something that is a bipartisan movement that everyone likes. So I would definitely, that's one of the things that we can do to change Washington.
It kind of becomes like the good old boy network.
It definitely does.
You know,
and the special interests.
And they're there, and really, I think that our viewers are very frustrated because nothing's happening.
Yes.
We're concerned about things like Social Security, and you know, and it should be a natural given, but every year it's kind of like, well, we're playing this game. Yeah, we're going to give you a little bit here, but guess what? We're going to do over here for Medicare.
Right.
So,
well, it's the status quo all the time, and I think that's something that I bring to the table is I can think outside the box. For example, my opponent voted for a transportation bill back in November, and it was a failed program. It had been bailed out 37 times. It's a program we cannot afford. But her answer was to throw more money at it and vote for it, when actually there was a bill that would give money back to the states for them to spend the money on the highways and transportation issues as they see fit. And I think it's changes like that. We need someone who's going to think outside the box and is not going to be the status quo all the time.
Yeah, because it seems like what happens is we hear, we're voting for this because in this whole package. And I think this is ridiculous that we have to have a whole package.
Right.
You know, we to get this, we had to do this.
Yeah. And it had to be 2,000 pages long.
Yeah, and nothing really worked.
Right.
So how can you change
Well, I
something
think
like
that is something that we really have to fight for, is reducing the size of these bills. For one thing, when they're out for 48 hours and they're 2,000 pages or 1,000 pages long, there's no way you can know what's in those bills. And the legislators aren't
even with a staff of people. Right.
And many of them are not writing the bills. It's the special interest groups that write the bills. So I think vigilance is really important, but there's a lot of things that need to be changed because the status quo is not working.
Now, if a person's interested in your campaign, which we hope they would be, because one of the things, Becky, we found out is our viewers they take an interest in what's happening, and they're going to do their homework.
Right.
How can they do their homework on Becky Gerritson?
Well, that's a great question. BeckyForCongress.com is my website. And anyone can call me. My phone number is 334-452-0453 if they want information.
We'll put that up on, yeah.
But I really think that telling your neighbors about me is the best way. We're going to be outspent probably 20-1 in this election. But we are doing very well. The word is getting out. We have support all over the place. People are really upset with what's happening in Washington and want it changed. But I have a great background. For the last 6 years, I have been leading in the conservative movement, not only in Alabama, but across the nation. And we've got people supporting this race from across the nation. So I would love for people to learn more about me. I'm not just a housewife.
Good.
There is so much more that I have done fighting the fight at the State House. And
well, what's very interesting is the fact that there was a problem. Everybody feels that we're being taxed too, and you
taxed enough already.
So taxed enough already, so you went and formed the Tea Party. It's not a subversive organization. Right. It's just letting Congress and people know we don't want these taxes because they're not going in the right direction. Listen, good luck on the campaign trail, and just remember this, do your homework. She's given you her personal phone number. If you want to know more about it, call her. She'll be very happy to talk to you, and we'll be right back right after this.